the south of Spain, across the wide plains of Andalusia, there is an animal. On those ancient lands called dehesa, among the yellow grasses, it sometimes controls hundreds of acres, all by itself. It does not negotiate with anyone. It answers to no one. It simply exists, and that existence shapes everything around it. Right now, you are looking at it. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every week, we explore the most powerful animal of a different country. And the next one will surprise you just as much as today, the Spanish bull, Toro Bravo. This name brings a certain image to mind for most people. But set that image aside, because if you really want to understand this animal, you first have to look at its body. And even at first glance, that body makes you feel that something is different. An adult male Spanish bull can reach up to 700 kilograms, but that number alone tells you nothing. What really matters is how that weight is distributed. The neck and shoulder muscles are incredibly dense, with a structure that leans forward. When biologists look at this anatomy, what they see is very different. The front body of this animal carries 30 to 40% more muscle mass than a domestic cow of the same weight. This difference is not random. It is the result of centuries of selective breeding, natural selection, and free-range living. And what does this muscle structure mean? A Spanish bull has extremely impressive acceleration. It can go from 0 to 60 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds. To put that into perspective, even Formula One cars need highly engineered engines to reach that level of acceleration. This 700-kilogram body achieves it using only its muscles, only its own biology. And when it reaches that speed, it continues to calculate the obstacle in front of it. The ground, the distance. Because this animal is not just powerful, it can control that power. Now let us talk about the horns. The horns of a Spanish bull grow at a different angle compared to other cattle. Curving forward and upward, this structure is optimized for maximum penetration force. Research shows that the instantaneous force produced by a bullhorn strike can exceed 3,000 newtons. To understand that value, consider this. A world champion boxer punch produces around 4,000 to 5,000 newtons of force. But a human punch covers a larger surface area. A bullhorn delivers that force to a much smaller point through a much longer lever. This is just physics. And that physics makes this animal an unquestionable force in nature. Measuring the power of this animal with numbers alone is not enough. Because what truly makes the Spanish bull impressive lies in how it carries that power. Think about the dehesa, that ancient Spanish landscape shaped over thousands of years by both humans and animals. Scattered oak trees, wide grasslands, hard rocky ground. Living in this geography means existing every day in a harsh terrain and a demanding climate. And the Spanish bull does not just survive here, it dominates it. In the peak of summer, in temperatures exceeding 40 degrees, it can stay active for hours. In the harsh conditions of winter, it produces maximum efficiency with minimal energy. This metabolic endurance clearly sets it apart from domestic cattle. Under the same conditions, a domestic cow gets tired much faster and enters stress much sooner. The Toro Bravo stays calm and preserves its energy. So what is behind this endurance muscle fiber structure? When the muscle tissue of the Spanish bull is examined, it shows an unusually high proportion of fast twitch fibers. This type of fiber is optimized for explosive power, producing maximum force in a short time, accelerating instantly. But here is the interesting part. This animal does not only have explosive power, it also has long-lasting endurance. Normally, these two traits are opposites. Fast twitch fibers fatigue quickly. Slow twitch fibers are durable, but produce less force. The Spanish bull balances these in an unusual way, and biologists still cannot fully explain how this balance is possible. How do you think this is possible? Explosive power and endurance in the same body. Write your thoughts in the comments. I am curious. Look at the skeletal structure of the bull. The neck vertebrae are incredibly strong and heavily supported. This structure allows it to lower its head and apply force directly into the ground. When it faces another animal, this head and neck combination functions like a hammer. It can accelerate its own body weight and transfer it to the exact point in front of it. From an engineering perspective, this is a system of leverage and weight transfer. And this system is designed by nature itself. Now think about this. The Spanish bull lives within a social hierarchy. The strongest male in the herd controls the largest territory and uses the best resources. What determines this hierarchy is not just size. Strength, speed, endurance, and mental dominance are all evaluated together. So this animal is constantly proving itself not only physically but also socially. And this competition keeps it sharp. Weak individuals are eliminated. Strong individuals reproduce. This process continues across generations. As a result, the Toro Bravo today carries one of the purest and least domesticated cattle genotypes in the world. Its genetic diversity has been preserved, shaped by centuries of free and semi-free living conditions. This genetic heritage is what separates it from domestic relatives, not only in appearance but also in physiology and biochemistry. And this heritage is embedded in its body. To understand how the Spanish bull sees the world, you need to step into its senses. Top of form, bottom of form, the human eye has a field of view of about 180 degrees. The Spanish bull can reach up to 330 degrees, almost full circle. Without turning its head, without moving its eyes, it detects every movement around it. This wide vision allows constant and uninterrupted scanning of its environment. Nothing escapes its attention. No movement goes unnoticed. And this perception activates instantly in the presence of a threat. Its sense of smell is just as impressive. The nasal epithelium of a bull, the surface responsible for detecting scent, is about 40 times larger than that of a human. Because of this, it can detect even the faintest scent carried by the wind. It can sense danger, a stranger, or a change from kilometers away. This sensory capacity makes it not just reactive, but preventive. It does not wait for the threat to arrive. It detects it while it is still approaching. And this is where the character of the bull comes into play. The Toro Bravo is a calm animal. That might sound strange, but it is true. In its natural environment, when it does not feel threatened, it can spend hours grazing quietly, resting, observing its surroundings. That massive power, that explosive capacity, is not constantly active. It is stored, held back, reserved for the exact moment it is needed. This control, this ability to wait, is one of the least talked about yet most impressive traits of this animal. Because a body that cannot control its power is just chaotic force. A body that can control its power is a real threat. Afternoon in the wide plains of the dehesa. The heat has settled in. The shadows of the oak trees have shortened. The herd is scattered, grazing. No one is in a hurry. And in the middle of this silence, a male bull standing apart from the herd suddenly lifts its head. It sensed something. Maybe a scent, maybe a vibration, maybe a movement, caught in a corner of its 330-degree field of vision. It stays still for a few seconds, evaluating, and then it decides. That decision can take a 700-kilogram body from 0 to 60 kilometers per hour in a second. Or it can simply lower its head again and continue grazing. Both are possible. Both are under the control of this animal. This control, this ability to choose, makes it one of the most unpredictable forces in nature. The Spanish bull also plays a defining role in the ecosystem. Its grazing across large areas, its interaction with the soil, its contribution to the renewal of vegetation. The dehesa ecosystem would exist in a different balance without this animal. And today, preserving that balance is directly linked to the continued existence of this species. Populations that are beginning to lose genetic purity, shrinking habitats, the pressure of modern agriculture. The Toro Bravo faces these challenges, but it is still here. In the plains of Andalusia, in the dehesas of Extremadura, across the wide lands of Castile, quietly determined, carrying thousands of years of genetic heritage on its back. Now bring everything together. 700 kilograms of pure muscle. 0 to 60 kilometers per hour. A 330-degree field of vision. Horn force exceeding 3,000 newtons. 30 to 40% more front body muscle mass than its domestic relatives. A sense of smell 40 times stronger than a human. And behind all this power, a genetic heritage shaped, preserved, and passed down through centuries of natural selection. The most powerful animal of Spain, the Toro Bravo. But even that sentence falls short, because this animal is not just powerful, it is the memory of these lands. The dehesa, Andalusia, the Iberian Peninsula itself, and that memory is still alive today. Across those wide plains, on that hard rocky ground, under the burning Spanish sun, quietly determined, and without giving up anything. If this video caught your interest, do not forget to like and subscribe. If you are curious about which country and which animal we will explore next, keep your notifications on. See you next time.